What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite my differences. The one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. You might be seeing this on West the Critic, you might be seeing this on A Connection TV. Either way, I utilize both channels to express my opinions and give my reviews on popular content. I am into indie filmmaking and I produce original scripted content that I upload on my platform, my online streaming platform, watchactv.com. So definitely tune into that. I run my platform in the same system that the Zeus Network runs theirs on. It's just I don't have all of the millions of dollars and the celebrity backing that Zeus has, and I don't do content with people fighting every time. But if you're into indie filmmaking, definitely check me out. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll be able to do and the bigger budget that I'll be able to apply to our creative work. Anyways, I wanted to do this video, as you see in the title, about Glass Onion, because everyone's talking about Glass Onion. I mean, Grace Randolph put it in her top 10, and Netflix spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to buy the film. And we only had it in theaters for what, like a day or for the weekend or whatever. And then it was this huge thing. Netflix took the film out of the theaters and then they put it on Netflix for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. It has a 93% Rotten Tomato score, an 81% Metacritic score, and a 7.4 out of 10 IMDb. That seems to be aligned with what I would give the film, really. It's not like this phenomenal film. I would definitely not put it in my top 10 of 2022. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about it because I'm really confused why everyone's like ranting and raving about it. I'm really confused. Tech billionaire Miles Bron invites his friends for a getaway on his private Greek island when someone turns up dead. Detective Benoit Blanc is put on the case. All right, the cast is Madeline Klein as Whiskey, Daniel Craig as the detective, Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick, Edward Norton, Catherine Hahn, Janelle Monáe, Ethan Hawke, Dave Bautista, Leslie Odom, and blah, 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 right? Star-studded, over $100 million, blah, 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 movie to make and to sell to Netflix, apparently. Grade A casting, beautifully cinematic, shot amazing, right? Colors, all of that great, big budget, boom. It took me, I think this is my 5th time trying to get through this film, and I really forced myself to watch it. As you see, I got my little nephews here on the desk. They're sleeping. They cannot be away from me for too long. I tried to get them to stay in the room, but they don't want to stay in the room. They want to be next to me. So they are good as long as they're next to me. And I love the fact that they are even able to sit on the desk and be comfortable. I gave them some towels. I gave them their familiar toy, and they're chilling. But they just need to be next to me. And I still can get my work done with them being here. I'm trying to, that's why I even mentioned it, because they're in the frame and I'm trying to figure out a way to still get my work done. The actors did a phenomenal job. I, for whatever reason, I'm never really sold on Dave Bautista. He's Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the first time I ever seen him. And everything after the first Guardians of the Galaxy, he's just been Drax. He's just Drax in everything. Just like Jennifer Coolidge is Jennifer Coolidge in everything. And just like The Rock is The Rock in everything, like The Rock was The Rock and Black Adam. He wasn't Black Adam, he was The Rock. So, I don't know, miss me with him. Everyone else did a fantastic job. I know Grace Randolph, you know, mentioned that Janelle Monáe wasn't that great in this film and that she would have casted someone else. I kind of was feeling that in the beginning of the film when her character was deadpan and just like no emotion and just a drag. It was giving me Dave Bautista. But then she goes into the second character and I'm like, okay, I see range. I see what she's doing here. So I think, honestly, I think Janelle Monáe did a great job. I think all of the actors and actresses did a phenomenal job. My favorite actor, my top 3 actors in this whole film, though, honestly, are Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, and Kate Hudson. With Janelle Monáe coming right after that, and then Catherine Hahn right after that, and then everybody else falls in line. Dave Bautista is last. I don't see the acting, I just see Drax. Great acting. Cinematography, A1. Storyline, miss me with it. The reason why it took me forever to really engage with this film, 5 times trying. I fell asleep 4 times before the 5th. It was just, it didn't captivate me. I was like, okay, all these rich people are going on this phenomenally decked out island with this great house and super technology, and they all hate the billionaire. Like, I'm not relating, nor do I care about this kind of movie. So it took me a while to get into it, right? And then out of all of the storylines, I was like, okay, who cares? Like, who cares, right? But then I was like, Wes, really dig into the mystery. Try to figure out who the murderer is. But you're not given the opportunity to figure it out because it's explained to you. And this great monologue by Daniel Craig, but I'm like, is he really just gonna out of nowhere? And it just comes out of nowhere. Like, that's what this movie, I don't know. It's just out of nowhere, all of the plot leaks and the plot loops and what happened and how do we get to this point miraculously is just explained out of nowhere after we get the top little secret thing that comes out of nowhere too. Like, I feel like if we would have had a hint of Janelle Monáe, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but if we would have had a hint of her backstory, like maybe if it was a phone call or maybe if it was something that was said in the beginning with Janelle Monáe to make us feel like, oh, that was what it was. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't get any of that. And then in the actual story, like as everything was playing out, you see subtle hints of maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Like, for example, Catherine Hahn bumps into Dave Bautista out of nowhere randomly, and I'm like, she grabbed something or gave him something or snuck something in his drink or whatever the case may be. Come to find out that wasn't even it, and that it happened when something else happened, but they didn't really show it to us. Like, it was like a glance over. Like, for example, there is something that happens in the movie where a drink is passed to another character or whatever, and we clearly see that the drink is passed to him. Well, it's dropped down on the counter and then the person picks it up. But then in Daniel Craig's monologue, they say, oh, maybe you didn't see that. And maybe it was handed to him. No, we saw what we saw. What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that just didn't really work for me. And then everything comes out in a tell me don't show me monologue, and I was like, okay, what was the point of watching this then if I couldn't try to figure it out myself because you were going to tell me everything that happened, and then we get to the end and then it's just this grand thing that happens and it's like what? I don't know. The movie was alright. I say all that to say that the movie was okay. The best part about the movie was the majority of the actors. The storyline, you could have missed me with it. And I just didn't care. I wasn't invested. I'm like who cares? And y'all didn't give me an opportunity to figure it out. Y'all gave me a huge misdirect, which led to nothing because it ended up being like, I don't know. I don't know why everyone's ranting and raving about the movie. And I don't know why Netflix spent over $300 million for this film. Like, are you serious? And then Netflix is gonna hike up their subscription price to $20 a month if you want 4K HDR streaming. This is insane. I gotta figure out which streaming networks I gotta unplug from because this is ridiculous. My platform is only $7.99 and it's not gonna raise up. I'm not gonna raise up the price. It's $7.99, period. I mean, I should raise up the price because expenses are ridiculous, but I don't know. Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery is just okay. I think it was kind of like a showcase for the actors. Like, you know how you walk down, you know, a street in New York and you see the windows and you see the outfits that you want in the windows. I think that's what it was. It was like a showcase of people's acting ability for potential awards. But the story was trash. It sucked. And that was just that. The babies are gorgeous. Anyways, leave your thoughts below. Let me know what you thought about this film. I would rate this film like a 6.5 out of 10. I just didn't care about the story. There are better things to watch on Netflix, and I really don't understand how Netflix is spending almost $400 million on this film, but you have great shows and or series that they're not renewing. I don't get it. Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. And did you like the film? Would you agree with my rating or would you completely disagree? Leave your thoughts below. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe, and follow me on social media, Instagram and Twitter, AConnectionTV, or Wes the Critic. Deuces. Boozy!